Hi guys, welcome back to Reality with T. So I just want to talk now about yesterday's episode of Tamar Get Your Life. So it went down this episode. Okay, so we start off with David on the phone with his sister, and the sister was talking about how she was wary of Tamar's family because she felt like something about, in African culture, when you marry, one person, you marry the family, and with her it's different because you don't marry the whole family and the whole thing, and everybody's on a different page, whatever. And then she says, then they start talking about, oh, we don't compromise our spirituality. And we live very privately and the whole thing. And to me, David has this whole air about him like he's so much better than. In Africa we do this, though, even though Africa is comprised of how many different countries, but in Africa this is how we do it. It's so much better than Americans way, right? So remember, Tamar is now planning David's huge extravagant 50th birthday party, and so she has asked David to go. Goli to go to David's party. Mind you, remember, Goli and David don't get along, and David thinks she's a witch and the whole thing, right? So she says, her instinct is to say no, but she says yes because she's going to be there for Tamar. And I'm trying to figure out, like, you can be there for her, but you have to be there for her at a party that she's throwing. Maybe the only caveat I would think is because none of her family members accepted her invitation, so she's not going to have any family there, probably very minimal friends. So maybe that's her whole thing with, I'm going to support Tamar. But it was just weird that you don't get along with this man. Why are you showing up at his birthday party? And why are we mixing business with pleasure? I already have issues with the way Goli runs her business, but whatever. So she says, I think Goli was thinking about, I have something about her. She'll sacrifice Goli over David, and something about she would have to quit. I don't know. I'm gonna get back to that because at the end she does quit. Okay. Either way, I have in my notes that David, the way he's moving around this house and the whole white suit and the whole thing, and even Goldie picked up on it. He talks about how private he is. And remember in the beginning, I am so not reality TV and I'm private and we're so African and this and that. This man is made for TV. He is so much more comfortable on camera than even Vince was. You could tell Vince didn't want to do it. He did it for Tamar. But this man, you come here, you do this. Oh, let me go check on Tamar in the white suit. And he should have just been spinning around like a ballerina because he was so comfortable on camera. And the fact that this whole shindig was about him. Okay. And I do not believe for 1 second that he wants to be anything near private. He wants to be a star. And that's why he is with Tamar. So you see him talking with his brother, who's a pastor, and they talk about this dream work again and how it's witchcraft and evil spirits and the whole thing. And, talk about not seeking out mediums and spiritualists. And I forgot the Bible verse that he noted, but I'm going to look it up for myself. So, so Goli, we're at the party, the family's showing up, his family, his mother, sister's brother, whatever, they flew over from Nigeria to be a part of the family. Tamar is dressed to the nines. She's got on like a beautiful cocktail dress sequence. She's got the feathers coming up this way. At one point, David said she looks like Della Reese from Harlem Nights, and he was like that older woman. And so she's like, older woman. He doesn't mean older, but the dress did look like one of the outfits she was wearing in that movie. So Goli's there. And Goli is, I feel uncomfortable. I should not be here. This whole thing. At one point, David, I think, confronted her with the brother. And, she's basically like, he's trying to humiliate me. And I think she even went over to Tamar and said that at some point. And then she says she's going to drink because it takes away the fear. So Goli starts to drinking. And she already has something going on with her gait where it already kind of makes her look a little woozy. I don't know what it is, but the drinking didn't help. So again, here I am. You are the life coach. Why are you at this party? Number one. Number two, why are you trying to get twisted at this party? Okay. If I'm going to be trusting you with my deepest, darkest thoughts, the whole thing, I want to see you have it together. You're supposed to be support for me. But here we go. She's drinking, right? So, she's walking around and she's, dancing all awkwardly and the whole thing. And she ended up slipping and falling, busting her butt. And then she says she fell because she felt unsafe. It was something in David's eyes, his evil energy and spirit that made her fall. Okay, Goli, you just had a little bit much to drink, right? So, so she's like being all weird. And the producer, so Tamar's like, what's going on with Goli? Is she okay? The producers are like, well, she's tipsy. You know what I'm saying? She's a little drunk. And so it's like, okay, whatever. This is so unprofessional, but whatever, right? So now Tamar gets to being talking about, I forgot. You guys have got to tell me. Maybe I have to watch the episode again because I missed something, because something must have happened. Then she's talking about she's hot and she's tired. Somehow they got to be over in the corner, like on a little, behind a coat rack on a couch or something like that. She was talking about she's hot, she's tired. I know she had been drinking. She said she had 2 drinks. David was like, you had 3. And she's like, wait a minute, you counting my drinks now? She's laying down. She's going back and forth with him because he's trying to say, like, we shouldn't, our friends are over. I think they have been over there for about 20 something, 30 minutes. He's like, you know, this is very rude of us to be over here. My friends are here. My friends are out there at the party. We need to be entertaining them. Why do you want to sit over here? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what made her go over there and sit down. But he's like, you know, which I understand. Like, obviously, you invited all these people to your home for a party and you're over in the corner. Like, you do need to entertain them. So I understood where he was coming from. And he's like, you know, I didn't understand the interaction. I was confused about what was going on between them, why they were going back and forth. Was she insecure about something? I don't know. Like, you guys got to tell me what happened, because you know, he keeps saying, like, I'm gonna go entertain our friends. So then he finally goes to entertain his friends and family, and as she finds him and comes up talking about, you left me. And so I don't know. Then you have Goli talking about she got bruised on her arms, but it was David's eyes who did it. And then, you know, she says she will fight through. Now it's like, he won't win against me. I'm going to stand up against him type of thing. And, you know, I don't know. The whole party scene was really weird. Just let me know if you guys felt that. Because I don't know what was going on. So then, you know, Tamar changes her clothes. They sing happy birthday. He says a little speech, the whole thing. All right, the party's over. So then they do the dream work again. They're sitting down and they start to dissect the Ellen dream again. And here we go, the distractions. Remember now, Logan's mother, her mother called to ask if Logan was going to be in Trina's wedding, if he still wanted to be the ring bearer. He says no, he's going to drop the ring, whatever it was. Tamar was like, I think he's over it now. And this is weird that he would be over it. Like, as a parent, you would think that she would be hyping him up about it, but she just kind of like gave it to him like it was his choice. I don't know. But now, you know, she's in dream work, and now David needs his airtime. So of course he called right at that time, and he said, you know, I want to have another talk with Goli. And I'm just confused about why he gets so much. Why does he get to do what he wants? Like, why are we even allowing him to talk? Why does he have to talk to her? You're not my dad. Like, I'm a grown woman. This is something I'm doing. Like, it's just weird. Like, I just wouldn't imagine if I had. Remember, he's a boyfriend also. I don't like what your therapist is saying. I need to have a talk with her. Like, what? This has nothing to do with you, right? So he wants another talk with her. And so they say, okay. So then we see, so Tamar's distracted from the dream work situation. Remember now, because now David called and this whole thing, because they were doing like a whole thing where they were acting it out with 3 of the people that work with her. They were acting out the dream. Tamar was supposed to be talking to her sister Trina, I believe, and kind of like expressing herself. But for some reason, she doesn't want to talk about it on camera. That's really what it was. She already said anything with my family. She had said that before. She didn't want to talk about it on camera. Mona said, you got to open up about it, blah, blah, blah. And pretty much she's like, I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything, because she doesn't want to talk about it, right? So that's really what that was. So now David comes back in to talk with Goli. We see, like, the captions say, everybody took off their mic. They go into a room and you just hear them talking from the outside. They're going back and forth. There's some yelling. There's Tamar, stop. David, don't. You know, the whole thing. So you don't really know what happened in there. Somebody is saying, oh, to the producer, you need to go in and make sure nobody gets hurt. And so I think somebody was like, well, he won't hit her. He's not going to hit her or anything. But then he started saying things like, you know, you're trying to break up my family. And David was saying things like, you know, you have this negative energy. And so I'm not going to allow you. I'm protecting Logan and, you know, and my girl and Tamar. So basically I have to get her away from my family type of thing, because your energy, I don't want to allow this energy, this evil around them. This whole thing. That's the standpoint he's coming from. So, and I didn't take notes on it. So I'm just going off of what I remember. But basically, like we said before, he is threatened. You know what I mean? He doesn't want Tamar getting close to her. He doesn't want Tamar to giving her any credit for helping her. He wants Tamar to stay stagnant so that she's beneath him in a way, so that she needs him still. He still wants to feel needed. He wants to feel depended on. And he doesn't want Tamar to reach her highest potential, because then she would realize she doesn't need him. He's just lagging along. So they're arguing. Goli comes out. She's done. Basically, she's quitting the production. She's talking to the cameras and she's saying, pretty much, we see her going off to the cameras right after the situation where she's like, cursing at him, F him, da, 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 da. And so then at the camera, later in the production room, she's saying, that person that I was not me. He took me off my game. That is not representative of who I am. He is, challenging my business and this whole thing. And because of these reasons, I can no longer do this. So she quits working with Tamar because she's like, he is not my client. I've never been treated like this. And basically she quit. And I'm a little disappointed because I feel, number one, he should not have even had any interaction with Goli in that way. Goli also should not be so easily taken off her game. I'm not saying she should stay and fight in this situation, but it was just like, as soon as he questioned her, like she couldn't even get herself together. It's like, you have to compose yourself. You're the life coach. You know what I mean? You don't have to agree with me, but Tamar, are you still employing me? If you're still employing me, I will work with you, but keep him away from me. And if not, then we can part ways. But it just became this whole emotional, dramatic thing with her. And I just felt like it was just unprofessional. So maybe it is time for her to go. Tamar is not, like she said at the end, Tamar is not going to leave her man because we stick with our men. Until we don't, you know what I mean? And Tamar doesn't have a reason yet to not stick with him. So everybody knows, Tamar knows that he's not good for her. We know that he's controlling. He's trying to control her narrative. He's trying to become a star. He's trying to control, like Goli said, the way that he looks on camera, the way that they look together on camera, the way he looks with Logan on camera, the fact that Mona Scott even just said that he definitely had in the contract that Vince could not be on camera. He's trying to control all this. Everybody knows this, but Tamar in it right now, either she knows it, she's in denial, doesn't want to face it because she doesn't want to be alone, or she doesn't know it yet. She's still in la la land, but she will know soon, because remember, in real life, they have broken up. They have restraining orders against each other. He has threatened to kill her and himself. She has tried to kill herself. Like it turned into a very tragic story between them. So luckily they are separated because they were just toxic together. But like as Goli said, she's not ready to see that yet. So there's no point. And honestly, I don't think Goli wasn't there for that, but he is a huge block in her reaching her highest potential. So I can see why Goli was trying to power through that a little bit, but you can't. Like, you can't be in a power struggle and, I'm better than him. No, he's better than her, and come on my side, because she wasn't ready for that, and that's not what you were there for. And those are my thoughts on that. So let me know what you think. And I'm actually going to probably watch the end of the episode again, because I missed some of that argument part. But leave me comments, comment, subscribe, and I will talk about the season finale next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.